just a robot.
Ever since journalists were making hit piece after hit piece on PewDiePie, or as troglodytes call him, PewDiePie, there has been one adpocalypse after another adpocalypse. Now I know a lot of you are going to scream out, but journalistic integrity. Journalists care about the world and they tell the truth. Well, no, every lamestream media outlet is owned by a big company. Companies care about making money, and if they don't, a company that does care will surpass them. Even when media does tell the truth, it's usually a half-truth. And from what I can remember my motherboard teaching me, a lie by omission is still a lie. But of course, you don't have to take my word for it. Because in 2017, only a few months later, Ethan from H3H3 Productions found out that YouTube is much more likely to put ads on traditional media.
Casey Neistat made a video about the Las Vegas shooting. He said, literally a video about charity, where I state all AdSense is going to that charity. YouTube says not suitable for advertisers. We love what you're doing to help, but no matter the intent, our policy is to not run ads on videos about tragedies. It's their policy, and it doesn't matter what's your intent. YouTube, if it's your policy to not run ads on videos about tragedies, no matter the intent, then how do you explain this? Jimmy Kimmel on mass shooting in Las Vegas. GMC ad. Here's an ad for the new Blade Runner movie. And it's #1 on trending, okay? Yesterday, iDubbbz made a video that got 10 million views in the first day. Didn't get a blip on trending. So they not only made the conscious decision to put ads on this video in contradiction of their own statement, they've also decided to trend it #1. This is called selective enforcement.
Wait a second, why would mainstream media want more money to go to traditional media? What do they have to do with one another? It's almost like conglomerates exist, and a lot of companies that own traditional media also own news outlets. Then a year later, there was the whole Logan Paul situation in the suicide forest. Now, was Logan Paul to blame for what he did? Yes, and he was punished for it, along with all of YouTube. There was that whole Jared Fogle stuff scandal in early 2019. Now, what group of people were to blame? Well, the answer is obvious. But who was to be punished? Well, it was all of YouTube. Everyone! Now, I have met people who told me with a straight face that it's understandable and that's how it should be. And those people are either really stupid or they're ignorant on just how much YouTubers got punished for the actions that they did not cause themselves.
Usually both.
And of course, there was a whole Vox-pocalypse with Carlos Maza freaking out that Crowder made fun of him. And to be honest, Crowder had every right to make fun of him. His video was so stupid. Basically, he was saying even if you don't watch Fox News, you're subconsciously watching it because sometimes other media outlets reference them. I mean, it really should be expected that no matter how far the left, well, goes to the left, they always seem to go even further. And every time I think I've seen everything, they surprise me somehow. Crowder was punished, but Vox said that wasn't good enough, and they decided to punish a whole bunch of other YouTubers. Now, a few people noticed that YouTube was being a bit biased against conservative channels. In response to this, the people who were spreading this misinformation around were called conspiracy nuts. And then almost every social media platform decided to band together and ban Alex Jones. I mean, they're really not even hiding it at this point. Now, YouTube eventually admitted to throttling right-wing and centrist channels to avoid another Trump situation. Yeah, apparently he won because YouTubers kept on exposing all the lies the media was spreading about him, and I always thought it was a Russian hack. If you want more information about this, I highly recommend you check out Teal Deer's video. I'll link it down below. But why would Google, which owns YouTube, do something like this? Well, it's because Google is a righteous company that fights for social justice. And not because they're totally making sure a certain left-wing candidate wins the election so he can pass policies that will give their company more power. In all seriousness, this is just conspiracy I came up with. I really have no proof to back it up. But then again, pretty much all big companies give money to political candidates so they can push policies that will help them out. Sorry for making that last one political. I know I said I'm pretty much done with political content on this channel, but with that one it was pretty much unavoidable. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Jar, why are you bringing any of this stuff up? All of those adpocalypse were YouTube's fault. This time it's the FTC's fault. And it's more than just an adpocalypse. People are going to lose money that they make outside of YouTube. This time YouTube didn't even do anything. And others of you may say YouTube is partially to blame because they were bragging about how much kids use their service.
But then YouTube had to go and open its big mouth and screw it all up. Quote, "It's the #1 place for kids' online content." And, quote again, "YouTube is today's leader in reaching children ages 6 to 11.
And some people think that the FTC is completely innocent and it's all YouTube's fault. So whose fault is it? Is it YouTube, the FTC, or both? Well, let's put on our thinking caps and really get our noggins jogging. And let's observe our evidence in an objective way. The FTC, as far as I'm aware, has done absolutely nothing to me. And YouTube has been screwing over creators for a very long time. I mean, it's a real thinker, guys. I have no idea who's to blame. I just can't figure it out. Now, in all seriousness, I'm not saying the FTC is innocent, but I'm saying YouTube definitely isn't innocent. As much as Susan is trying to push that this isn't YouTube's fault and most people in Congress don't have a smartphone, the first thought that crossed my mind was, YouTube, what did you do? According to Coppa's very own website, you don't have to choose the for children or adults option. You can also choose a for everyone option. As much as people like to push the false narrative that I can get hit for having a cartoon avatar or talking about cartoons and anime, no, they can't do that, and there's no way they could win if they took me to court over this. And what are they supposed to do? Fine everyone who has a cartoon avatar talks about cartoons, Pokemon, anime, video games, or anything? No, of course not. All these YouTube channels who are saying things like, I review cartoons, but they're cartoons for adults, but the FTC can just ignore that and say, my content is for kids, and fine me. Those people are just freaking out over nothing. I just feel like I'm at a party, drinking and smoking a little devil's cabbage, and the other guy's freaking out saying, but Jar, what if the cops come? What are they supposed to do, arrest all of us? If Google doesn't want to lose YouTube and get sued for everything they have, they're gonna croak and allow us to choose a mixed audience option. And YouTube will probably use this as an excuse to hit political channels that don't agree with their narrative. In fact, as I was working on this video, YouTube tweeted out that you can choose a mixed audience option. There's also talk about YouTube getting rid of demonetization. Well, not completely. Videos are still going to get hit with the demonetization stamp, but instead of demonetizing a video almost completely, only allowing people to get money from YouTube Red, now certain ads will play on them, such as trailers for R-rated movies. Also on my end, a lot of my videos that were demonetized are suddenly getting monetized. I don't know if this is only happening to me, but I'm grateful for it. Making a living on YouTube actually seems possible now. So yeah, even if people are right about Coppa for the most part, at least you'll be able to make adult content and get money for it. This whole Coppa situation actually might be a good thing. This could bring in a new golden age on YouTube. Maybe Filthy Frank and Leafy is Here will make a comeback. Just get rid of those Spider-Man and Elsa videos. For the love of God, please.
My eyes have seen the glory of the cleansing of YouTube, debunking SJWs and feminazis too. We criticize reactionists in hopes they get the boot. Just the robot marches on.
Check out our help center and talk to a lawyer if you're still unsure whether or not your content should be marked as made for kids. Be sure to consult a lawyer if you have questions.
Yeah, cause when I shoot a funny video of my cat playing with a piece of string, I want to go and have a detailed consultation with my lawyer before I decide to share it with people on a platform whose slogan is broadcast yourself.